It is an issue that often goes on behind closed doors, but now police and support agencies are working to bring family violence into the spotlight. The 2013-14 family violence rates for Victoria have been released. Benalla has shown one of the highest rates of family violence in years gone by, and the latest statistics show both good news and bad news for the local town. Robert Lang is relatively new to Benalla and shares with Weeknights how he came to be a white ribbon ambassador. Viewer discretion is advised. The following story does contain some distressing content.
I have the very best good friend called Anne O'Neill. And she's a remarkable woman. She has supported and helped a huge number of people. And Annie has asked me at one stage whether I would go along, and it was the simplest thing to do.
In 1998, John Lang's 15-year-old daughter Jess was murdered by an 18-year-old female contemporary.
She chased her from one end of the house to the other with a fishing knife, stabbed her 47 times and destroyed Jess.
With the imminent release of his daughter's killer from jail, John, 18 months ago, fled to Benalla from Western Australia. In this regional town, police are committed to bringing numbers of domestic violence down, and this year's results show their efforts are paying off.
Benalla was showing us as fourth worst in the state out of 76 LGAs. We've now gone down to ninth, which is a good news story, but we're still in the top 10, which is the bad news story.
Coming in at second in the Goulburn Valley after Shepparton, Neil Stott says there is a lot of work still to be done.
Children being present with family violence is still a serious problem. We're the third worst in the state out of 76 LGAs. So where children are present, there's a significant risk for them of violence, of psychological damage, and also for them also growing up and learning with learned behaviour become perpetrators themselves.
As a secondary victim of domestic violence, John sheds light on what can be learned from past incidents.
Violence isn't the answer to anything, ever, under any circumstances. I cannot see how anyone can conclude that this is a good outcome.
And John says the emotional torture for those left behind never goes away. We've
supported her friends who were little kids at the time to a large extent. But the end result is that it's just a waste. It's a pitiful waste, and that's all there is to it.
For John, White Ribbon has helped him make sense of what he calls the insanity of his family's circumstance. Benalla will march against violence on November 25th.
The only way that this can ever be fixed, as far as family and domestic violence is concerned, is for campaigns like this that make people stop and think. You've got to use your brains. And all too often it's knee-jerk emotional reactions to things, and whether it's Annie or my daughter Jess, it's just senseless.
Such a tragic story.